Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is your boy Fitz on TV here, aka Lord 33. I'm back here today with another video on the channel for you guys, and today we got full spoilers for Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter 89. I want to say thank you to DBS Chronicles and DBS Hype here giving us the full translations with the summary, and we also got panels for you guys today. So we're going to be talking about everything that goes on in this chapter. The full chapter releases in a couple days. I believe it will be out either Thursday or Friday. So as normal, I will be back with a full review like we do every single month. But you're gonna come out of this video basically knowing everything that happens in this chapter already. And you know, we're continuing the superhero arc, the prelude here, with the story centered around Trunks and Goten. And you know, I read through the summary and the panels before turning on the camera, and I'm enjoying this. I really am. You know, I've said this before. You know, this is a slice of life. It's not too serious, but it's fun. They're having fun with it. You got Trunks and Goten taking center stage, and you know, this is fun. It's, you know, it's a nice break from the usual craziness of the Dragon Ball Super manga. You know, so I don't really have, you know, many complaints. I know there's gonna be some people that don't really have interest in this type of stuff. And, you know, of course, eventually the Dragon Ball Super manga will get back to its more serious, you know, pace eventually. But for right now, I'm enjoying that. It doesn't have to be all serious, all crazy, all the time. You know what I mean? But either way, like I said, I'm enjoying this, and you know, we're not gonna waste any time. We're gonna talk about this. But yeah, but if you guys saw my early draft page video, you probably already know the first part of the summary already. But we'll go through it very, very quickly here. But there is a lot does happen in this chapter. So the chapter is titled "A Rival Appears," and basically recapping what we saw on the draft pages, we know that Trunks, he finds a disc, right, from the Mount Butterfly incident, and he's trying to get into it, but he struggles doing it at home. But he's able to get on the disc using his mom's computer, and on the disc he sees early designs of Cell at his larval stage, right? But remember, Trunks didn't, you know, Trunks was just a baby when the Cell saga happened, so he doesn't recognize, you know, what this creature is. But then the disc gets infected by a virus, right? And then Bulma, along with his sister Bula, come in. They're able to fix the virus. Then, you know, Bulma then reveals that Trunks will be going to school with Mai, just because basically the reason for this is that she doesn't want people to come up with strange rumors, because someone that, you know, even though we know that Mai is much older than high school age, right? Physically, her body's that of a 15-year-old, of a high school girl. So basically, she doesn't want people coming up with rumors of why somebody, you know, that looks like a 15-year-old, why is she staying at her house and not going to school. So that's that. So then basically they go to school, right? And Mai is, you know, introduced as a new transfer student, and Trunks is basically in charge of getting her caught up to speed. Of course, what Trunks isn't going to complain. But then we also get introduced to a new character named Beta, who's also a transfer student. And basically right away you could tell that there is something up with this guy, right? And a lot of us predicted that, you know, Beta would be an android, and that's very, very quickly revealed to us, as you guys will see in the next part of the summary. But in the next you know, period, they go to gym class. Trunks is going off. He's the next NBA superstar, you know, and everyone's like, why? You know, they're noticing that Trunks is playing hard today. But the main reason is he's trying to impress Mai, right? But all of a sudden, Beta comes out of nowhere, and basically Beta is, you know, giving Trunks a run for his money, right? And Trunks sees this, and he decides to, you know, use a little bit of his alien abilities, use some super speed to block Beta from scoring a basket. I love how in the summary here, Chronicles has it as scoring the goal, but we all know that you know, it's actually scoring the basket. In here in America, that's the way, you know, it's described when you score in basketball here. But anyway, Everyone is surprised to see Trunks go that fast so quickly, but Beta manages to score a goal still or score a basket, and Trunks is shocked, right? But while the rest of the girls are impressed, Mai is paying close attention, and she can see that something's off, right? And all of a sudden, that basically you could see, look in Beta's eyes, he's transmitting the video feed to his creator, Dr. Hito. So this reveals, that Beta is an android. So all you guys that predicted it, got it right, and it wasn't too hard. It wasn't like this out of the world prediction, but still. Anyway, we see Dr. Hito has a new hideout, because remember his old hideout was kind of trashed by Trunks and Goten. And basically, what Dr. Hito is doing here, he's trying to figure out who was the one that stole the disc. The only information that he really has is that X1, aka Trunks, he had blonde hair, because remember Trunks was in his Super Saiyan state when fighting the zombies, and that he goes to high school, goes to Hal High School, right? So that's clearly why Hito made Beta. He's trying to find who stole the disc. He wants to get the disc back, right? So Hito asks the Alpha Android that Trunks fought last chapter that is Trunks the guy that stole the disc, right? But they say no. All they remember is a blonde kid. So Hito regrets not putting surveillance cameras all around the facility, because it would have made things a lot easier. But all they know is that this human possessed superhuman strength to defeat an android, and that he was from Blue Hal High School. Anyway, basically, Beta's orders are to find whoever that super athlete is. So then we get to see some kind of cool back and forth between Beta and Trunks. So they're back in class, and Trunks tells Mai that Beta's goal was just a fluke, and he'll show her an even better shot next time. But Mai's not really paying attention to that. Basically, Mai tells him that Beta is not a human, as she notices a bruise on his neck. And then Trunks gets scared, thinking that Beta is a ghost. So we get more of, Trunks being scared of ghosts. Like I said, I think it's cool. I think it's kind of funny that Trunks has that personality where he fights aliens, literally. He's fought super strong aliens, like freaking Beerus and Majin Buu, but he's terrified of ghosts. I think that's hilarious. That's a hilarious gag. But Mai says that Beta's not a ghost, but that he's an android, but he's a different type. And remember, Beta Mai knows what androids look like. Remember, just go back to OG Dragon Ball. Anyway, Mai also thinks that Beta is there looking for someone, which he is. He's trying to look for whoever stole the disc. And Trunks thinks that Beta is a friend of those zombies, and he's there to kill him. And he's also worried about his Saiyan identity being revealed. But Hito is very suspicious of Trunks, but he has evidence to prove that Trunks is the one to attack the lab, especially since Trunks doesn't have blonde hair because he's not transformed. But Hito orders Beta 1 to check if he has superpowers. So this is where we get that funny back and forth. So Beta throws a ball at Trunks. Trunks, he has good senses, but so he's able to know that it's coming, and then he pretends he's tying his shoelaces. The ball bounces off the wall into an extinguisher, and then Beta gets hit with it. So then later at lunch, he wants to get more soup, but we all been there, right? When you're in public school and you only can get like one cup or one of each thing, you can't get like seconds and stuff like that. Trunks wants more soup, but all of a sudden, Beta throws the soup from behind. Trunks reads this again, and he catches the soup in his bowl, right? So Hito's getting annoyed. Not only can he not prove that Trunks has superpowers, but he's getting annoyed that basically Trunks is one-upping him. He's one-upping Beta every chance he gets. So then they're in math class, so Trunks and Beta are called to solve a problem on the board. Beta gets it right while Trunks is wrong, and Hito celebrates while Trunks... Hilo celebrates that he was able to beat Trunks, even though it's unrelated to the mission. So you can see here, like, Dr. Hilo's personality is very, very similar to what we saw in the movie. Hilo's not a bad guy at all. It's kind of fun here. It's him and Trunks going at it with this, like, who can one up the other. So that's kind of cool. So Beta waits behind a wooden block as Trunks and Mai walk by, and he plans on dropping the block on Trunks, but Trunks notices this and worries that if he dodges it, it'll hit Mai. But all of a sudden, Goten lifts a trunk to take out a tennis ball that was under it, and basically Goten tells the girls that saw him do it, he says it was a light truck. So, like I said, I love Goten's personality here. He's a lot like Goku. He's nonchalant. He's a good person. But he said, like, he just kind of goes with the flow, right? Goku, of course, he's not the brightest guy, but Goten's just like, cool. You know what I mean? Chill. He doesn't get overwhelmed easily. So Beta sees Goten pick up the truck, and basically he confirms, that's something only somebody with superpowers can do. So he basically comes to the conclusion that Goten was the one that stole the disc, even though Goten still doesn't have Super Saiyan hair. So Hito orders Beta to transform to get the disc back. So then we see Beta rip off his shirt, and he's wearing a superhero suit. And Goten thinks this is a cosplay. He doesn't think that this guy's an enemy that's trying to, beat my ass. But anyway, Mai's able to figure out pretty quick that, this person in the superhero suit is Beta, right? But, Trunks is very skeptical because he doesn't want to fight, in front of all their classmates. Remember, they're at school here. If they fight like they normally would, they'll reveal their identities. So they gotta be very careful. So, basically, Beta introduces himself as Dr. Hito's masterpiece, but Goten has no idea who the hell Dr. Hito is, right? And Goten literally says, "Can I just go home? Like, I gotta get back to Chi-Chi. I can't miss that good old fashioned Chi-Chi cooking. So Goten literally like this nonchalant, like, if you're just gonna sit here and waste my time, like, I got other things to do, bro. Like, fuck out my face." So anyway, Beta then attacks Goten, but Goten dodges it at ease. So everyone's watching it, and Goten wants to sell this outside the school, but Beta disagrees because, of course, Goten doesn't want to fight seriously in front of his friends. But Beta just wants the disc that he stole from Dr. Hito, even though Goten doesn't have it. Trunks is the one that has it. All of a sudden, Trunks is like, believes that Beta is stronger than the zombie, so he asks Mai to hold his bag as he goes to the bathroom. Then Beta charges off a more serious attack, and Goten figures that he just can't dodge it. He has no choice but to fight back. So literally, if he doesn't, he kind of has to like kind of power up a little bit now, because he's in danger. It's a dangerous situation. But he knows that if he does counter, people are going to ask questions. But before there, Trunks arrives and he stops Beta's punch. So Trunks is now in his Saiyan X1. And then we see that the alphas that were with Dr. Hito earlier watching the feed, they recognize Saiyan X1 as the one who took them down last chapter. So Hito orders Beta to get him. Trunks gives Goten the transforming watch and tells him to run away from the scene. So basically, this then turns into Beta versus Saiyan X1. But for the most part, Trunks is in control. Beta gets a couple shots here and there, but for the most part, Trunks is in full control. And Trunks throws Beta a long distance, who lands in the schoolyard. He hits Beta with a down cycle kick. And basically, everyone's walking by. So Mai's now wondering who is Saiyan X1 because he felt familiar. Of course, Mai's not able to figure out that this is Trunks. So Hito admires Trunks' strength. He also thinks that his costume is cool, but Beta can't use. And like I said, this is another example of, remember, Dr. Hito is not bad. Literally, he's not here trying to kill Trunks or Goten. He just wants the disc back because of that, how confidential that thing is. So literally, in the middle of a battle where he's trying to, beat Trunks down to get the disc, he can't stop but at least admire how cool Trunks is as a hero. So we see Beta then presses a button on his belt and activates a battle jacket, right? So then Beta 2 launches a missile. Trunks can't dodge it or else it will hit the people. So he grabs it and diverts it to the sea. Trunks' kicks makes Beta 2 fall on the ground, where impact makes Mai fall as well. And because of the impact, Trunks' bag opens and you see the disc fall out of it. Hito and Beta both notice it. So this confirms that, of course, same in X1, he was the one that stole the disc from Jiro's lab like we saw, or Hito's lab like we saw last chapter. So Hito then orders Beta to go catch Mai. So he grabs Mai, but Trunks is about to go get it. But Beta 2 launches a series of missiles from his ass, which is a very interesting strategy. But that's the strategy he chooses. And Trunks destroys some of them, but they keep coming. So Beta 2 then leaves the lower half of his body, because remember, he's an android, right? He leaves the lower half of his body to keep Trunks busy as he, tries to fly off into the sky with Mai. He's trying to fly away, get the disc and leave. All of a sudden, X2 arrives on the scene, and that's of course Goten, and it's good. We don't get a lot of Goten in this chapter. This is more of a Trunks story. And to be honest, Trunks has gotten a lot of the shine early on here, which I'm not complaining about too much. I love Trunks, but I'm a Goten guy. I'm a Son Goku family guy. So I do like Goten's character. So I would like to see a little more Goten. But still, that's something I'm noticing in the first 2 chapters of this mini arc. Anyway. We see that basically Goten destroys the lower body of Beta 2. So that stops the missiles, of course. So now, that just leaves the head. So Trunks uses a pressurized stream high pressure move on Beta, in which, that destroys the battle jacket, leaving Beta basically in his underwear. We see Mai falling from the sky, but Trunks catches her. Mai opens her eyes and sees a scarf that reminds her of future Trunks. So we get a nice future Trunks reference in this chapter, which is kind of cool to see. We haven't seen future Trunks, of course, especially in the manga for years now, right? Of course, back in the Goku Black arc. But it's cool to see, that's a cool Easter egg right there. Seeing future Trunks just for a panel, right? And of course, we know that in the future, Mai does fall in love with future Trunks in the future timeline. They have a thing. So we see Mai blushes. Remember, Mai did have feelings. The modern day Mai, right? Smaller Mai. She did have feelings for future Trunks during the Goku Black arc, at least in the anime, right? So Mai blushes as Trunks put her on the ground. Trunks and Goten introduce themselves and strike their signature poses in front of everybody. Some students think this was just something to promote the new Klingon movie. Another people think they're fake superheroes, and someone else thinks that they're lame. So people are 50-50 on the X1, X2. But anyway, that doesn't matter. They were able to, they get the job done. And then we see Trunks. Trunks comes to Mai's aid, right? And basically tells her that she was saved by a superhero. Mai looks to the sky and says, somehow it feels like my lost, forgotten feelings have been revived. And she says that Trunks is very cool, which of course makes Trunks blush, even though she has no idea who Trunks is, right? Or, has no idea that was Trunks that was, saving X1. So all of a sudden, Trunks is literally about to reveal his identity to Mai in front of a bunch of people, but Goten stops him. Goten with the goat move, right? And basically, Mai wonders if she can ever meet, X1 again. So then we see Beta return back to the hideout, and he's sorry that he has failed to get back the disc. Hito admits that he was completely lost as well, lost in thinking about those cool superhero suits. So this is kind of cool. This is a cool Easter egg that leads directly into the superhero movie. Um, so Hito asks, Hito got lost thinking about how cool those superhero suits was. He's he's trying to win a fight, a major fight here on campus, and literally, he can't win. A battle over cool superhero suits, which is kind of funny. So Hito asks Beta if he got their autograph, but he reminds them that they were their enemies. So, like I said earlier, Hito is not a bad guy. He literally wanted an autograph from Saiyaman X1 and Saiyaman X2, right? And remember, they are gaining more popular with each chapter, right? But Hito says he'll do anything to retrieve the disc from them. The chapter ends with Hito starting the production of the next android who will be stronger and cooler than them. He also likes X2's red cape, so he tends to copy that. So the chapter leads us off with the cliffhanger. What kind of secret is in the disc? Next time, the Saiyaman X face yet another powerful android. So clearly this is not over, right? This is not over. And clearly you can see how this kind of ties right into superhero. One of the big things is X2 talking about, Goten's cape, right? So clearly, if you remember in the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie, Gamma 2, Gamma 1 both had capes, red and blue. But yeah, like I said, that's really, really cool. Really, really cool. So you can see, basically, kind of Hito got the design of Gamma 2 a little bit from Goten. And it seems like with every chapter, there's at least 1 to 2, maybe even 3 small things that, tie directly to the superhero movie, which is one of the reasons why we're watching this, right? Or reading this story, seeing how it dives straight into superhero. But like I said, that's the summary. Right now, we have the panels to back up. Like I said, this is not a super serious chapter, but I think it's a good chapter nonetheless. So this is early on where Mai was saying that she believes that Beta is an android, right? Because you can see the cuts and everything. Like I said, it's funny. I just love the way Trunks reacts, man. The guy's a good little bit of a goofball, while Goten's the more calm silver guy. That kind of cool. I think that's cool. I love it. You're like Trunks is like, man, I can't feel his energy. Like Mai could, like be a little better there. um. So this is a little bit later on where, after the basketball game, you see the funny stuff here. Beta trying to throw a football at Trunks, and Trunks notices. I like this panel of Trunks noticing it's coming. Trunks' outfit kind of gives me Harry Potter vibes, like heavy Harry Potter vibes. And I'm kind of digging it. I'm digging it a little bit. So, but yeah. I find that kind of cool. So then we see the Trunks' move a lot forces Beta to get hit by a fire extinguisher, which is cool. And look at that cool walk Trunks has. That that Joe Burrow, that Joe Shiesty walk as he walks away. Kind of cool. So then we see this is a little bit early later in the cafeteria when Trunks is getting that soup, right? Beta throws it earlier, trying to get him. Trunks sees it coming, and he's like, "Oh, I'll take that soup, man. Delicious." So then after that, this is a little bit later on when Beta attacks Goten, right? Originally, because remember, Goten lifts the truck, and then all of a sudden, Beta's things like, "Hey, that's not something a normal person should be able to do." So It goes after, goes after. I don't know. Anyway, it's funny. Goten's like I've never heard Hito. I've never heard that name before. I said, look how this Goten's just what's going on here? Like, well, why am I getting attacked? What did I do? So, Trunks is trying to get away so he can change into a superhero outfit, right? Even though Goten's not in any serious danger. But anyway, we see Beta throw a more serious punch that Goten is about to counter. But then we see Trunks come in. So this is kind of a cool panel. I like this. Trunks saving Goten, even though Goten didn't really need to be saved, but still. Then basically Goten gets his own transformation watch. Remember, last chapter, Trunks got one for himself, but Goten would have to wait a little bit more. Now Goten has his own transformation watch, so he can change into his Saiyan costume at any time, any place. So Goten gives it the Trunks, Trunks gives it to Goten. Goten walks off to, get changed very quick. But then we see Beta come flying in and actually lands a clean blow on Trunks. What's kind of cool is, man, when you look at this panel is so similar to other stuff we've seen in the DBS manga. This is such a Torotaro panel. Like, I've seen this panel with so many times with like Ultra Instinct Goku throughout the manga's history. This is such a Torotaro punch, or such a Torotaro panel, such a Torotaro panel. All of a sudden, this is a little bit later when Beta kind of gives himself, double armor in a way, right? He transforms into Beta 2, whatever, like a second state where he has a lower part of his body and an upper body of his body. So we see Trunks and Beta, going at it a little bit. Trunks throwing Beta into a little, kind of like a harbor, in a way. But all of a sudden we see Trunks and Beta continuing to go at it, but for the most part, Trunks is in full control. He hits Beta with a kick going up. And all of a sudden, you see Beta catch his mind. This is, of course, probably right after that Beta and Hito saw, the disc fall out of Trunks' bag. So he's clearly trying to get it from Mai. You see Trunks rushing to defend his girl, but he's literally shooting missiles from his ass crack. Funny stuff. But this is missing. Like, we skipped forward even more. I wanted to see Trunks and Goten. Oh, here they are. Yeah, I wanted to see them do their signature pose in front of everybody. But we do skip ahead a little bit. And this is after Trunks and Goten have defeated Saiyaman X1 and Saiyaman X2. But, we see people saying, way to go. I think of all this was part of Clean God movie promotions, don't you think? Someone else says, if it is, I must say it was quite a grand play. So nobody really knows the truth except for Trunks and Goten. But yeah. Moving on a little bit, right? We see Mai is blushing after being saved by Saiyaman X1. And basically Mai's like, Saiyaman X1 is quite cool, And then Trunks is like, what? And Trunks is about to reveal to Mai, that he is Saiyaman X1, but Goten shuts him up very, very quick, of course, because, got to, you can't just reveal the secret identity like that. Goten says, I'm glad you're fine, Mai. Those two heroes were so cool, right? Goten here looks so much like Goku. It's crazy. And then Goten is like, you were going to reveal your identity to her, huh? Can't you see everyone is right here? And so, of course, Goten being the smarter one, the more logical. And remember, Goten's a year younger than Trunks, too. But here you have Goten being the much smarter one. Anyway, we got another panel right here. Mai is still blushing over Saiyaman X1, and Trunks can't really do anything about it, right? We go back to Hito's headquarters, and you see Beta return. He's just standing there in his underwear, but there's really not much he can do. But we do, like I said, there's a lot of pages missing here. But remember, these were spoilers, right? You know, we didn't get the full chapter, but we know what happens now, right? And we have most of the images to back it up. So basically, Hito says for now the targets are clear. We gotta get the disc back by any cost. And now they know now who to go after. They gotta go after mine. They gotta go after Saiyaman X1 and Saiyaman X2. But they don't know that it's Trunks and Goten, of course, right? Still. Hito says, all right, that being said, time to work on the next android immediately. This time, I'll make an android who's a lot stronger than them and even cooler. By the way, Saiyaman X2's red cape looked cool. Let's copy that. Okay. And that's the end of the chapter. So clearly, the red cape, Hito used that for a prototype, or used that later on when he made the design for Gamma 1, right? Gamma 1 had a red cape. But, like I said, Hito is just trying to, get the disc back, and he's willing to do whatever it takes. So yeah. So, what's going to be interesting, maybe we learn how Hito, got put in jail. Maybe this is where this is going. Hito's going to go a little bit too far, and then, Saiyaman X1 and Saiyaman X2 save the city, right? And that's going to be what lands Hito in jail, and that would lead straight to the superhero movie. Maybe that's where we're going. I don't know, but like I said, cool stuff. Nothing too crazy, nothing too serious. It's just enjoyable. I know this kind of stuff's not for everybody, but I enjoy it. I have no problem with it. But other than that, that's about it. We just went through the summary, and we went through the chapter. With the images, right? When we do the review in a couple of days, we'll have the full chapter, start to bottom, or start to finish. And we'll go through it. We'll be able to go through all the panels and see what happens. But other than that, that's about all I got for you guys today. I want to say thank you guys to DBS Hype and DBS Chronicles for the translation and the leaks. You guys are awesome. Other than that, like the video if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Hit the bell next to my name, Fitz TV. So you guys are notified every time I post a new video. Let me know what you guys think is gonna happen. We have manga chapter 89 and it's full entirety next week, or just this weekend in a couple days, and then we'll see. Then we're on to chapter 90, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, do you think we'll see the Gammas next chapter? Right? It'll be interesting. But I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this little side story. It is enjoyable and it's fun. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Other than that, I will see you guys later. Stay safe and healthy, y'all.